We need to draw arrows, and we can see that an arrow means is 6 less than. So 8 is 6 less than 14 because 8 plus 6 is 14. So if we work out 24 plus 6, that tells us that we need to draw an arrow to 30. So 24 is 6 less than 30. 17 plus 6 is 23, and 31 plus 6 is 37. Class 6 did a survey of their favourite types of storybook. Here are their results. How many more children chose adventure books than fantasy books? So if we find the bar for adventure, go to the top and then look across, we can see that that's in the middle of 8 and 10, so that's 9 children who chose adventure books. And then for fantasy books, if we go across, we can see that 4 children chose fantasy books, but the question asks how many more children chose adventure books than fantasy books, so we need to find the difference, and to find the difference we use subtraction. 9 minus 4 is 5, so that means 5 more children chose adventure than chose fantasy. Now 5 girls chose animal books. How many boys chose animal books? Well, if we find the bar for animal, we can see that that's a total of between 6 and 8, so that's 7 children altogether. Now we know that 5 of these 7 children are girls, and we need to find how many are boys. So what we can do again is find the difference and subtract the 5 girls from the total of 7. And that tells us that 2 boys must have chosen animal books, because if 5 girls and 2 boys choose animal books, that's 7 children altogether. Look at these digit cards. We have 7, 9 and 3. Use the cards to make the largest 3-digit number possible. So if we want the number to be as large as possible, we need the larger digits in the larger place values. So we can have the 9 as our hundreds digit, then the next largest, so the 7 as our tens, and the smallest digit in our ones. So that's 973. Now use the cards to make the smallest 3-digit number possible. So if we want to make the smallest possible number, we need to use the smallest digits in our largest place values. So this time we can have the 3 as our hundreds digit, because 3 is the smallest digit, and then we can have a 7 in our tens and 9 in our ones. So that's 379. Here are 5 number cards. Use all 5 cards to make an addition that has the answer 500. So when we're using column addition, we start by adding our ones digits. And in our ones column, we have something plus something. And then we have a 0 as the ones digit of our answer. But remember, if our answer is 10, we write the 1 above the next place value column along. So we can have 8 and 2, because 8 plus 2 is 10, and then we can write 10 as 1, 0, so with the first digit above our tens place values. So now 1 plus something, and we have a tens digit of 0. But again, they haven't added the tens to make 0, they must have added to make 10, and then written the 1 above this digit in the hundreds. So 1 plus 5 plus 4 is 10, so we can use 5 and 4 as our tens digits. And because 1 plus 5 plus 4 is 10, we need to write that 1, 0, so with the first digit above our hundreds. So then 1 plus our hundreds digit needs to give a total of 5. So this digit here must be a 4. So we have 458 plus 42. Now there are other possible answers for this question, because with addition you can change the order of the digits and the answer will stay the same. So we could have 452 plus 48 or 442 plus 58. Jake makes a robot using boxes. How tall is Jake's robot? So we know that the head is 15 centimeters, the neck 5 centimeters, the body 25 centimeters, and the legs 10 centimeters. So to find the total height of the robot, to find how tall Jake's robot is, we need to add up all of these numbers. So 15 plus 5 is 20, so the length of the head and neck together make 20 centimeters. Then, if we add the body to that, 20 plus 25 is 45. And then, when we add the legs as well, 45 plus 10 is 55. So Jake's robot is 55 centimeters tall. There are 3 classes at Park School. There are 78 children altogether. Calculate how many children are in Class 3. So we know that there are 23 children in Class 1 and 30 children in Class 2. Now we know that there are 78 children in the 3 classes together. So what we can do is work out how many are in Class 1 and 2 together, and 30 plus 23 is 53. And then we need to think from 53, how many more will make a total of 78? So here we need to find the difference between 78, so the number of children altogether, and 53, so the total number of children in Class 1 and 2 together. And 78 minus 53 is 25. So that means there are 25 children in Class 3. And we can check 23 plus 30 plus 25 will give a total of 78. Roger picked 75 plums from his aunt's plum tree. He gave 25 plums to his aunt and kept the rest. How many plums did Roger keep? So he started with 75 and gave 25 away, so we need to use subtraction to find out what he had left. And 75 minus 25 is 50, so that means that Roger kept 50 plums. Mina buys 200 grams of sweets. She eats 80 grams. What mass of sweets are left? So she started with 200 and she eats 80. So we need to subtract 80 from 200 to find what's left. And 200 minus 80 is 120. And we can do that without needing to use column subtraction, because if we know that 20 minus 8 is 12, that means that if we're subtracting multiples of 10, so numbers with a 0 on the end, we'll have a 0 on the end of our answer. So 120 grams of sweets are left. Write in the missing digits. So with subtraction, we start by subtracting our ones digit. So we have 3 minus something, and we have 1 as the ones digit of our answer. So 3 minus 2 is 1, so this missing digit here must be a 2. And then, if we look at our tens digits, we have 9 tens, and we're subtracting 0 tens, so that's 9 as the tens digit of our answer. And then we can check 5 hundredths minus 2 hundredths is 3 hundredths. Another way of solving questions like this is to write the subtraction out using column method, and then we can see that 3 minus 2 is 1, so our missing ones digit is a 2, and then 9 minus 0 is 9, so that's the 9 that we have as the tens digit of our answer. 28 children go swimming in groups of 4. How many groups will there be? So we know the total number and the number in each group. So to find our answer, we need to divide the total, divide 28 by 4, because we have groups of 4. And 28 divided by 4 is 7, because 7 times 4 is 28. So there will be 7 groups. We can show this with a bar model. So there are 28 children all together, and they go in groups of 4. So how many groups of 4 can we make from 28? We can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups, because 7 times 4 is 28. So 7 groups of 4 children will be 28 children altogether.